even with all of Solomon's wisdom, he had a major blind spot: women. Solomon had acquired many wives from the idolatrous foreign countries around Israel, and these wives brought with them their false gods. And Solomon, in a desire to make them happy, had built temples for them to worship their gods in. These temples gave a foothold for idolatry into the nation of Israel, and God was greatly displeased with Solomon's betrayal and violation. Solomon knew better, and he should have led better. God told Solomon that after his reign was over, the kingdom would be torn from Solomon's family. Now remember, God had promised David that he would always have a son on the throne, and God would keep that promise by tearing only 10 of the 12 tribes away. After Solomon died, his son Rehoboam saw this happen. Civil war broke out in the nation of Israel. 2 of the tribes stuck together, and with David and Solomon's family of kings, the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin. These 2 tribes became known as the nation of Judah. The other 10 tribes followed a man named Jeroboam, son of Nebat, made him king, and since there were 10 of the 12 tribes, they continued to call themselves the nation of Israel. These 2 nations, Judah and Israel, were both troubled and ungodly nations. The account of what happens to these 2 nations can be found in the book of Kings and the book of Chronicles. Idolatry had begun to seep into the very fabric of both nations, rotting them from the inside out. However, Israel was destined to be more rotten and to rot quicker than Judah. Here's why. Israel's first king, Jeroboam, was a strong-willed man and an adept leader, but not godly in his leadership. In his cunning, he decided that the best way to maintain power was to get the nation of Israel to worship new gods, instead of traveling to the nation of Judah, where the temple was. He feared that if they kept going to Jerusalem and the temple, they would eventually decide to reunite the 2 nations and oust him from power. He introduced 2 golden calves at the northern and southern ends of the nation of Israel, created places for them to be worshipped, and even invented a new priesthood to guide this new idolatrous religion. Because of Jeroboam, Israel quickly fell into idolatry, and every king they had made the situation worse. Israel was given several great prophets to try and right the ship and get the people to repent and return to God. Elijah and Elisha are both prophets that spoke to kings of Israel. Also, the books of Amos and Hosea are written by prophets God sent to Israel to try and get them to repent. Both Amos and Hosea warn the nation of Israel at how bad the sin of idolatry is and how it completely separated them from God and His love. In the end, Israel didn't repent, and they were taken into captivity by the great and terrible army of Assyria. The 10 tribes of Israel would be swallowed whole by Assyria and would never again form a great nation like they had before. Those of the 10 tribes that did survive do so primarily by becoming refugees amongst the smaller nation of Judah. However, as we'll see next, Judah had its own problems with idolatry.